Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. Please kindly confirm you can hear my voice. Please kindly confirm you can.
Yes, Blessing, I can hear you from my end.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So I would be sharing my screen and please give me a second while I share my screen. But my sharing of screen. So most of us know exactly why we are here, and I'm sure we're looking forward to it. So just show me how enthusiastic you are by putting in the chat box your name, your school, or where exactly you graduated from, and what you're looking forward to. So your name, your school, and what you're looking forward to. Whilst I share my screen, I'll be reading out some comments, so please let's good evening, everybody. Did you guys hear me? Okay, let me check the chat box. Let me see if we have some comments. All right, so we have, who do we have? All right, you guys should introduce yourself in the chat box. So I don't know who we have here. All right, please let's try and introduce ourselves. My name is Blessing Ekarime, and I'm looking forward to meeting every single person. All right. Yeah. All right. All right, then let's whilst I wait for everybody's comments, I would like to welcome everybody officially to this meeting. It's about time we kick started. So we're here to, you know, more like welcome the year 2024 as SP, as well as, hit the ground rule, let's how to achieve every single thing that we've actually set out to achieve. And then, of course, we can't do this without guidance and support, and of course, from our chapter and from our people that we look up to. Hence this meeting, and it's titled "Achieve Beyond Boundaries: Igniting Excellence in 2024." All right, so I would be welcoming everyone that we have on this call. First of all, I'll be welcome. It's an honor to welcome the section chair, Mr. Oluwabi Awotiku, and our very own pastor, Engineer Chikemeke, that's our student affairs chairman. And then I welcome my fellow presidents from other chapters and graduates who have been able to make it to this call. And yes, every single student. Oh, yes, we have our co-chair, one of our co-chairs on the call. That's Mr. Ovie. So welcome so much. Thank you so much for joining me, Mr. Ovie, out of your busy day. And thank you so much for joining, guys. So very quickly, who do we have in my chat box? So we have Favorite Adidamola. Thank you so much, Favorite. She's from UI. We have Kaito. Kaito, thank you so much for joining in. Not leaving us after you graduated. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miriam, for joining in. And thank you so much, Agbenu. Jackson, thank you so much for joining in. So let's keep the comments going on. Yes, I can see that we're all looking forward to what today has to hold, has in store for us. So like I said, my name is Blessing Ekarime, and I am president of SP Unilag chapter, and I am your humble host for today's. And next, this would be our agenda. So we'll be having our opening remark. Sorry, this was a mistake. So we'll be having our opening remark by our own section chair. That's Mr. Oluwabi Awotiku. Please, sir, can you can hear us, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening,
Thank you, sir.
everyone.
Good evening, sir.
It's my honor to join this meeting today. I think this is a very apt topic to start the year, and I would say kudos to the Student Affairs team for putting this together. I know majority of us are here. Basically what we want to be able to do is to be able to understand how to be, how to excel this year, how to finish the year on a high note. So, amidst all the things that will be shared, I would just say, number one, try and start the year with clear goals. Be sure that you know what you achieve this year as much as possible. Make sure that you develop a growth mindset also this year. That means that you're not having a fixed mindset, you're ready to learn, ready to partner with people, and then you also want to, as much as possible, have friends that guide you. And lastly, I would say that, try and be accountable to people, have people who are able to. So those would be my points for you to, as you start this meeting, and I wish you a good deliberation. All right.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the words of encouragement and the for opening our event today. Thank you so much for attending, and we look forward to working with you in this new year to achieve, a better SP legal section than last year. Thank you, sir. So we have some
Blessing, I can't hear you.
Sorry, sir. I have been talking since I didn't realize I was muted. Thank you so much, sir, for the opening remark. Thank you for the kind words of encouragement and for pointing us in the right direction. We look forward to working with you and the rest of your team to achieve a better SP Lagos section than last year. Thank you so much, sir. And yes, we have more people on the call. So we have Ayofe from Unilag 500 level. Thank you so much, Ayofe, for joining. And we have somebody from last, so that's actually very beautiful. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, we have last Silas. All right, so before we go to what exactly we're really looking forward to today, let's get into our group chats. Drop the links on your WhatsApp statuses. Let's get people joining in, because I mean, you don't want to learn this and then imbibe all of this on you. There's a limit to how much you are going to tell somebody what to learn. So let them hear from the horse's mouth as much as they can. All right, so let's put it on our group chat section. Chapter presidents, I encourage you to please post this on your various group chats and let's get started. All right, so next up, we would be having our speaker. So guys, this is our very lovely speaker who is actually always here for us. He doesn't need so much introduction, but let me just review his name. His name is Engineer Chukwuemeka, and he will be taking us today on the topic Achieve Beyond Boundaries as Igniting Excellence in 2024. Specifically, we'll be treating how to develop your personal development plan. Don't forget that we are here as individuals, first of all, and then we are here as a school, as a child, and then I know we have a whole lot of plans. I know SP Lag has. So there is a need to actually structure this thing. I really believe that without structure, there is nothing you can achieve. So, but don't take it from me. Let's hear from our wonderful speaker, Engineer Chukwuemeka, who is the Student Affairs Chairperson for SP Lagos chapter. Please, sir, kindly confirm you can hear me.
Thank you, Blessing. I can hear you clearly. If you do me honors of allow me to share my screen, I'll be grateful. Blessing, if you can see my screen, kindly confirm.
I can see your screen now, sir.
Thank you. And audible enough?
Very clear.
Okay. Just by way of announcement, in the course of giving this brief seminar, if you lose me at any point, please call my attention to it through the chat, or you can just give me a nudge by unmuting and speaking up. I want to welcome every one of you to this section. Thanks a lot to the organizers. Thanks to our session chair, Mr. B, who has always been supportive of student affairs. It is not by accident that he's here with us. This is just to show to all our student chapters that the session chair is ably behind us, spurring us up to excel. What it demands of us this session is to win all the available awards and make Lagos session proud. Thank you so much, Session Chair, for the honors. We appreciate you. We celebrate you. And to all the group all the session presidents on the call, thanks so much. I see a guy, Unilag. I'm yet to see CU. I don't know if the president of CU is on this call. Just before I kickstart, can all the presidents on this call just use 1 second to themselves? Just tell us your name and your school, just for the purpose of my records. I will start from UI. Just the presidents only.
I'm sorry, sir. Please, could you come again with what you just said?
Yeah, I just want only the presidents to introduce themselves. I'm seeing OAU. Is on the call. I know I've seen Agbeni. I don't know if CU or the president of CU is on call, Covenant University. I'm yet to see Futa. I know I've seen Rebecca from LASO. I will appreciate if all the presidents just ensure that they make their mark by introducing themselves. All the presidents only. Unilag, thank you, blessing. You are well noted.
Sir, should all the presidents unmute to introduce themselves, or the chat box is fine?
Yes, please. All
right,
the
so-
presidents.
Please, chapter presidents, kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Please, there's so much as I can recognize in the chat box, so please unmute yourself and introduce. All right, OAU's presidents, please could you kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here. My name is Omer, President SPOA.
Thank you.
UI, please, if you're on the call, kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes.
My name is Agbinu Opande. I am 511 student of Petroleum Engineering Department. I currently as President SPUI.
Thank you.
Glad to be
Thank
here.
you. Thank you.
Is the president of LASO on the call, or who was on the call?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm Rebecca Kennedy from Lagos State University, 500 level student, mechanical engineering. Privileged to be the president of SP LASO.
Welcome. Thank you. First Technical. Do you have anybody from First Technical?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am Adeteju Philip Panem, Petroleum Engineering student, 500 level, currently serving as SP Tech Chapter President.
Welcome, Philip. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, do we have the president from other schools? OOU, or RBC? Okay, do we have the president of CU? Okay, I'm sure Unilag has introduced herself already.
Yes, very quickly, my name is Blessing Ekarime, and I'm the president of SP Unilag. Thank you.
Okay, I have the president of Futa on the call. All right, thank you. So we have 3 presidents who are yet to introduce themselves. We'll just take note of that while we progress with the meeting. Thank you. If you're on this call, it means that you are already on of growth. If you have logged in, it means that you have decided intentionally or unintentionally to grow this year. And for that, I want to congratulate you. Also on this call, I see that we have young professionals and we have some very senior friends on this call. I appreciate you for joining. I believe there are a lot of learning opportunities for any of us, including myself, as we go through this series. This evening we'll be looking at developing your personal development plan, otherwise called PDP. It is essential that we understand the rudiment of how to design your personal development plan with respect to the year before us. I'll make some very important statements as we make progress on this call. The approach is to give you an overview, and then we can take some questions and then probably look at some of the case studies I want to share with you, and then we'll close for the night. And just purpose of the meeting I'll take my personal self-introduction. We'll take the quote for the evening with respect to personal development plan. We'll look at we'll take the brief overview, otherwise known as introduction. We'll look at the benefits of a personal development plan and steps to designing a personal development plan. We'll look at the case studies, or 1 or 2 case studies, take some questions, and then we'll wrap it up. Just for the purpose of this meeting, this is you've already seen my pictures. I guess I'm known through the picture, but this is what I am real time, not virtually. This is me, published about 12 journal papers. I work for Platform Petroleum, head of operation support. I'm a member of Scripture Union Ministry. I'm on ResearchGate. That's where you see all my published materials. I'm on LinkedIn with roughly close to 20,000 connections, still growing. We hope to hit about 25 by the end of this year, because I believe strongly in networking. By the grace of God and by the blessing of our session chair and board member, serving as the students' affairs chairperson, I also facilitate a course in UNILAG. So if you're not seeing me in platform, if you're not seeing me in SPU, you should see me in UNILAG. I'm also a registered engineer. The logos below is just the schools I've attended, right from my HND days to my first degree in Uniport, to my MSc Petroleum Engineering from University of Benin, UNIBEN, and then I returned back to do an MBA with UNIBEN, and then to UNILAG for my PhD. In essence, this is what I am, and this is what I was 2023, probably before the end of 2024. With these lessons, I should have outgrown this content. All right, our quote for this evening is straightforward and simple. One can choose to go back towards safety. One can choose to go back towards safety or forward towards growth. Growth must be chosen again and again. Fear must be overcome again and again. This is by the Grand Master of Economics, Abraham Maslow, the man who have done a lot of work in the theory of motivations and some other publications. Very life-changing thoughts from him. I want to build on this quote this evening. Where you are currently is a choice, whether intentional or unintentionally. Let me say that again. Where you are currently now is a choice, either intentionally or unintentionally. Life does not happen by accident. Yes, you always have cases where you have the finger of God, divine intervention from time to time, but it is not a routine exercise. Life is not an accident. Anything you do now, the outcomes will either show in the future. Those outcomes will determine what you have done previously. The whole essence of tonight's meeting. Now let's look at a brief overview, just give some context to what personal development plan is. It's just a structured approach to help you identify goals and of course your aspirations, and thereby creating a plan in them. So the first thing you want to connect with respect to this topic is goals and plans. Goals and plans. Let me just make this statement, and I need you to write it down. Your plan is the distance between you and your future. Let me take that again. Your plans is the distance between you and your future. It doesn't matter where you are now. With a good plan in hand and right motivation to pursuing those, to executing those plans, your future can be assured. It doesn't matter where you are now. With a good plan in your hands and the right motivation to executing those plans, your future is assured. So the tools that you need to help you achieving these skills, these plans, borders around skill sets you are willing to learn now, and the network you are willing to create or to build. Let me take that again. The skills, the tools that you need to execute these plans, borders around the skills you are willing to learn now, and the network you are also willing to build. If you have the right tools with the right plans, then execution becomes seamless. Now, the whole essence of having a personal development plan is to become a better version of yourself. Is to become that dream that you've always had. Is to become whatever destiny God has increased into your spirit. And to a large extent, every human being on earth is with a plan, is with a plan. Now, for you to even come up with a personal development plan, for you to even come up with your own plan, this plan should cover your present condition, where you are standing now. As a student, where are you? 200 level, 100 level, 500 level. You should be able to create enough awareness to understand where you are. Are you an undergraduate? You just finished school. You are yet to get the job. You are waiting to go for NYSC service. Are you a young professional and just starting your career? Where are you standing now? Are you already a career person? You spent 10 years or 15 years like that. You need to create conscious awareness of where you are. That is the beginning. And that is what I call SWOT analysis, understanding your strength, your weakness, opportunities, and your SWOT simply means your strength. W stands for weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, and T stands for. You should be able to create an awareness, create an understanding of where you are presently standing. That is the beginning point. And then you also need to have a personal or global aspiration. I need to make this clear. For some, we may not have gone global but you are still in your domestic level, it doesn't really matter. You need to have an aspiration. Do not become an NFA. No future ambition. NFA means no future ambition. People don't have any aspiration. They just consume, take anything that happens to them. Don't be in a situation where you accept anything. That is not the essence of creation. You should have an aspiration. This aspiration should border around what you want to do with yourself, with your life. Where do you want to head on to? What kind of jobs do you want to take on? What kind of grade to graduate with? What kind of network do you want to build? What kind of business you want to build? What kind of life do you want to live? What is the level, the quality of life you want to live? Those things form your personal aspirations. What kind of character, what kind of perception do you want to set out there? Your personal development plan also should encompass your finance and budget projections. It should encompass your finance and budget projections. Every one of us, as long as we are living on this earth, we have some level of cost that is attached to us. You spend it, you buy a recharge card, you buy data, you make your hair, you buy cream, you eat food, you buy clothes, you travel, you move from one point to another point, you make investment. Anything that has to do with expenditure should form your finance and budget projection. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have enough time to deal with budgeting, but I'm sure we can look at that in another lecture series. And then your personal development plan also should entail your network access. Who can you call? What kind of, the quality of people around you, the depths of people you can reach out to. Can you call people to seek for advice? What kind of advice are you looking for to get? What kind of network do you have around you? The network, do they carry opportunities around them? Seek for opportunities around your network. Do you have mentors around you? What kind of people offer you advice? Those are your network access. There are a lot of people that are known because of the kind of network they have. They don't have issues with getting IT placements. They don't have issues with getting job after graduation. They don't have issues about career growth because they have mentors who are looking out for them, seeking out opportunity for them. That is how important your network access is. We'll talk about this a little bit as we make progress. And that's also your personal development plan also should have your health and mental well-being. I purposely incorporated this because there are a lot of students who also go through mental crisis. You must understand yourself. You must understand your trigger points. You must understand the environment you are, that is either toxic or non-toxic. You have the sole responsibility to look out for your own health and mental well-being. Probably we'll do a little bit about this as we make progress. And of course, another thing that is also very, very important about personal development plan is visible challenges. That you have plan does not exclude challenges. Let me say that again. That you have plans does not exclude challenges. In fact, your plans should be able to identify those challenges and come up with mitigations. If you assume that life will not throw on you challenges, then you are living in a dream world. Challenges itself comes with locked up opportunities. Let me say that again. Challenges itself comes with locked up opportunity. For each challenge you are able to resolve or solve, it unlocks you into an open opportunity for well-education and career advancement. So we are not scared of challenges, but we must make ourselves ready and prepared to meet challenges and, of course, overcome them. And most importantly, your personal development plan should come up with your growth plan. How do you intend to grow? What is your growth arrangement? What is your growth design? How do you intend to move from point A to point B, from a 2-2 to a 2-1, from a 2-1 to a first class? How do you intend to move from just undergraduate to a graduate? How do you intend to move from a graduate now to an employee or to a business owner? Your plan should come with a growth plan. What do you see about yourself in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years? I will share more about that as we make progress in this seminar. Now, let's just to give you some head up around the benefit of having a personal development plan. Number one, when you have a personal development plan, it leads to self-improvement and self-awareness. When you know that you have a plan and you are working with a plan, it gives you some sense of, you have this sense of self-awareness and self-confidence. You are not lost. You are not wandering. You are not in the open desert. You know exactly what you are doing. You are not being pushed here and there. And people who have this self-awareness and self-confidence tend to do better when opportunity comes knocking on their doors. The reason why your self-awareness is low, self-awareness is low is because you don't have a plan. You should have a plan. And that is the whole essence of tonight's meeting. Another reason why you should have a personal development plan is that it helps you to have clarity of goal. You know what is ahead of you. You can see it. You know where you are heading to. The roads may be bumpy. The roads may not be as smooth as you wish, but at least goal is clear. You know where you are heading to. It may be stormy at the initial beginning, but you know beyond this, the goal is still waiting for you. You know where you are heading to. You are not lost in the world. In the midst of people, badging on you, giving you several ideas, telling you to do this or do that, you know exactly what you are aiming at. And that's the whole essence of having a personal development plan. And then another very, very reason why you should have a personal development plan is that it enhances your skill and knowledge. What you know cannot kill you. What you know makes you better. The moment you have a personal development plan, it places you ahead of others who don't have. And that's the seriousness of this. I need you to start this year with this plan in your hands. Don't live as if you are blind or you don't know where you are heading to. Another reason why personal development, it leads to career advancement. Whether you're a student or you're a young professional or you're a business person or you are trying to start up on your company, having a personal development plan helps you to advance, to move from where you are to the next level. You just know that you are making the right steps. You can see where you're heading to. And of course, like I said, it increases your confidence and motivation. And lastly, it gives you a sense of accountability. Personal development plan gives you a sense of accountability. I traveled recently to UK for a training. My company sent me for a training, and by the time I came back, I did a presentation to my family, giving them a report of what I did in UK. Everywhere I visited, all the money I spent in UK, and how much balance I have from the extra code that my company paid me for that journey. So because that thing was part of my personal development plan, I already anticipated that journey. I already had plans around that journey. And because I had plans well documented, it was easy for me to give account of how I made that journey to my family. And that is key. Many times people think that something is worrying them because they have no documentation around their own self. You should be accountable to yourself. And of course, people who have some level of authority over you, you should have a sense of accountability. In fact, accountability is one of the key signs, to note in choosing a leader. People who are not accountable cannot be great leaders. Now let's look at how to design a personal development plan. and this is very, very key. Please, I need you to pay attention. If I want to have a personal development plan, where do I start from? What should I do? And I need to make this very, very clearly. A plan that you have in your head that is not documented is just a wish. Let me say that again. A plan that you have in your head that is not documented is just a wish. That you wish to come up with the first class is not a plan. You are not tied to it. You cannot commit yourself to a wish. A wish is just a fantasy. But if you want to move that wish to reality, then you need a plan. So the first thing you need in designing a personal development plan is to assess your current situation. That is the first thing. If you want to design a personal development plan, your starting point is assessing your current situation. Like I said before, where are you currently? You need to do a SWOT analysis, situational awareness of yourself, of your background, of your school, of your environment, of your career, of your company, of your business. You need to assess your current situation. Currently, I'm in 100 level. And from my CGPA, I'm on 2.2. That is my current situation. Now I still have 200 level, 300 level, 400 level, 500 level to go. So what do I need to do to move me from 2.2 to 1 or to a first class, depending on what your aspirations are? Or I'm in 500 level and I need to write a project that is publishable, a project that is eye-catching, a project that will give me an A. Or I'm in 500 level, I need to start working on building a network that will give me a soft landing for a possible job opportunity by the time I am graduating. Or I'm almost graduating, or I'm serving, I'm doing my NYC. I need to look at my environment. What are the opportunities around me? What are the business opportunities? What are the career opportunities? Or just a young professional, I'm just starting my career. I don't know what I will be in the next few years, but I can have an overview of where I am currently. So that is the beginning of designing a personal development plan. You need to assess your current situation. And I hope you guys are writing these things down. The second thing that you need to do in designing your personal development plan is to find a vision or what your North Star goal. You know, sometimes we limit ourselves by the kind of goals we set for ourselves. You cannot be saying, oh, my goal is like that. Is so normal. That is so routine. Everybody that goes into school wants to graduate. You need to set a vision of what you want to achieve. Let me start as a student. Oh, I want to be the best graduating student by the time with this school. Oh, by the time I'm done with my program, I want to secure a job opportunity. By the time I'm done with my program, I want to build a rich network such that at the end of my program, I will not struggle to get any opportunities around me. And let me just say this. Even though people are looking for jobs, there are people who are changing every day. Opportunities are looking around you without you knowing it. It is your ability to build the networks to unlock those opportunities that you aside. So you need to set a vision. I give an example. I was still doing my OND when I set a vision of getting a PhD. I was still doing my OND. I wrote it down. My ambition is a PhD. That was far back 2002. 2002. You can imagine it took 20 years to achieve that vision. 20 years. The vision was clear. I had challenges the line, but yet I knew exactly what I should go in for. So the question I want to ask you this evening is, what is your North Star? What is that ambition? You could have an ambition of having your own company. The owners of Shell and Chevron and ExxonMobil, they are human beings like you. The owners of Facebook, they are human beings like you. Elon Musk is a human being like you. You can set a vision for yourself. Don't allow the environment. Don't allow the politics of our country. Don't allow our political leaders determine what you should become in life. You can set a vision for yourself that will overcome whatever challenge these politicians throw on your way. Your vision is powerful. And let me make this statement. You can note it down. You are as powerful as your vision. Let me say this again. You are as powerful as your vision. The next thing that you need to do in your personal development plan is designing your personal development plan is to set smart goals. Now you now have a vision. How do you intend to achieve that vision? How do you intend to achieve that vision? When I was doing my OND and I had that vision of getting my PhD, the steps to get achieving my PhD was to finish my OND, go back for my HND, then go for my BSc, because there's no way I could go for my for a PhD without a degree, and then before my master's, and then before I went for the PhD. So you must have smart goals, goals that are achievable, goals that are time-bound, goals that are not ambiguous. You must set smart goals. Those steps that you take to achieving that vision, those are your goals. The steps, I will do this, I will do this. It could be one goal per year. Oh, this year, I will do this. Next year, this. All this will sum up into the vision. Your vision could be for 10 years. Your vision could be for 20 years. Mine was for 20 years. Your vision could be for 30 years. You could have a vision of having the biggest company in Nigeria. Yes, you can. You could even have an ambitious vision of becoming the president of this nation. Nothing will stop. Nothing will stop you. You could have a vision of becoming the VC of any university. Nothing will stop you. You could have a vision of being the richest man in Africa, like Dangote. Nothing can stop you. Now, right step, you now begin to design steps to achieving that vision. Oh, you need to finish school. You need to pick up an MBA. You need to start up a business. You need to get part. You need to take this course. So all those things will now form part of your goals to achieving those visions. Now, having set your goals, you need to now start prioritizing your goals, because you will not be able to achieve all the goals. You may have 10 goals, 7 goals, 5 goals, but you need to take one at a time. That is what I mean by prioritizing your goals. If you want to come up with a first class, what do you need to do to come up with a first class? If you want to move from a 2-2 to a 2-1, what do you need to do to come up with a 2-1? As you list those items, you now begin to prioritize the ones you need to do immediately and the ones to do later. All these things should be well documented. All these things should be well documented. In your design also, you should identify skills to learn and mentors to follow. In your design also, you should identify skills to learn and mentors to follow. None of us were born with any special skill set. Most of the skill set we have today, we learned along the line. We learned them from those skills, imparted them to us. So you should be able to have a growth mindset, a learning mindset, pick up skills here. Those skills will come handy in your growth as you move forward. And more importantly, you should be able to identify mentors who will guide you, who will advise you. They will point you along the way, point you on the way to follow. Whether you are a young professional, or you're a business owner, or you're a student, you need a mentor. You need somebody to guide you. You need somebody to advise you. You need somebody to push you forward. Another very key point you need to note in design your personal development plan is that you must set deadlines, what I call the deadline margins. So you don't just set a goal and then you leave it in the open air. You should be able to say, oh, within this time to this time, I should be able to do this. Those are your deadline margin, or those are deadline boundaries. Set a time that does not necessarily put you on that. So, for example, if you know you can achieve something within 2 months, you can put it 2.5 months. So you have half of the months to add your plan, to your timeline, your deadline margin. That way, you know that you are time bound. That way, you know that you're not just beating the air. And then another thing again that you must capture in your design is that you must find a way to measure your progress. So because you've documented these things, you know, you've set your vision. You've set out the goals of how to achieve those visions. You've prioritized them. You say, oh, I will start with number 1, and then I'll move to number 2, and then I'll move to number 3. You've identified the skills you need to learn to achieve those goals. And then you've also come up with a list of mentors. Those mentors can be anywhere. They can be in the US, they can be in Canada, they can be in Lagos, they can be in Benin. You don't necessarily have a physical contact with them. All you need is just their email address or their phone number or their WhatsApp number, right? And then you've set deadlines around those goals. You know that within a month or within 2 weeks or within 3 months, you can achieve this. You set those deadlines. Then you need to measure whether you're making progress or not. So those deadlines will help you to know whether you're making progress. And then lastly, you should be able to review and reflect. The essence of reviewing your plans and reflecting is that along the way, they'll come challenges. They'll come obstacles. They'll come delays. They'll come moments of frustrations. Things that you are set to do, you are not able to do them. That's the whole essence of reviewing your plans over and over. And then as you review your plans, you can extend your deadlines or reduce your deadlines. As you review your plans, you can extend your deadlines or reduce your deadlines. That way you are able to keep yourself together and make progress along the way. Just to be sure that I'm carrying everybody along, I just need to just indicate that we're together. You can indicate by any kind of emoji. Let me just see some emoji just to be sure that we are together on this call, and to be sure that I'm also not boring you tonight. Thank you for that response. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Now, let me just take a case study, because this is very, very important. Then move from HND to PhD. I wanted to share some documents, but on a second thought, for those who want personal coaching, you can reach out to me. I can share some personal stuff with you, but for the purpose of this meeting, I'll just talk through some of my experience, and then after this, we can take some questions. How did I move from HND to PhD? How did I move from HND to PhD? I completed my HND in 2007. That was when I completed my HND. I didn't make progress until 2010. So remember, that means that from 2007 to 2010, I had 3 years gap.
Yeah, it's almost time.
Yeah, please, you can mute if you're not talking. Please. Thank you. So for
okay.
Blessing, can you check who's talking and mute the person, please?
I have some.
All right, thank you. So how did I move from HND to PhD? By the time I with my HND in 2007, I didn't do anything for 3 years. So 3 years was like a silent period in my life. But the goal was still there, the vision was still there. The only way I moved forward was going back to school to get a degree. And that was when University of Port Harcourt started up their post-HND program. So I took up that form and went back to school. It was stressful, but I took up that journey because of vision. By the time I was done with that program, that was early 2015, that's when I returned back to do my master's. So it's quite a long journey. And then by the time I was done with my master's, I wanted to move from engineering to petroleum economics, but I didn't have a strong economics background. So what I did was to go back to do an MBA. And that's the reason why I went to do that MBA, to give me that background for my PhD. And good enough, I took up that program in uni. And what I needed to know for my PhD, I got that very sound lecturers in that department. And that placed me in a pole position to understand all the concepts, and deliver my PhD. Now, if you look at the time I spent just pursuing my PhD, it looks long. Don't bother about time. Time is just a resource. Focus more on what you are doing. Focus more on what you are doing. And that's why I keep saying that you should have a vision. Any visions that are 5 years and above become strategic, right? Right where you are, you can actually determine what your life should be and start focusing on it. Yes, along the line, as you pick up career, you cannot determine where the company will want you to work. You may decide, oh, I want to do drilling, and then the company throws you to reservoir engineering, or you want to do reservoir engineering, they throw you to drilling, and sometimes they move you from drilling, they throw you to production. Now, it doesn't really matter. What matters is your vision. Every experience you get along the line adds up to that vision. I've always had a vision for my career. So everything I've ever done is a plus to that vision I've always had about my career. Along the line, while I was doing my HND, it was looking as if it was not possible. I had some very serious challenges. One of them, finances. I was lucky to go to Petroleum Training Institute. Then it's a school. I remember then my school fees was around, I think, 2,442 naira or so, but less than 3,000 naira. That was my school fees. But then, at the time I finished but before I finished my program in PTI, I'd already started working. So I had a little funds. The money was not much. If I tell you how much I was earning when I started work, some of you will laugh. My first salary I working was 45,000 naira. 45,000 naira back then in 2005. That was my first salary. That money was what I used to sponsor my academic journey. The only way I could make progress with respect to my vision was to plow every fund I have back into my education. And I do not regret those investments I made on my personal self. The greatest investment you can ever make is investment on your investment on yourself. Is not buying clothes or buying nice shoes or buying moving from one fancy hotel to another fancy hotel. Investment on yourself. How much skill sets have you been able to acquire? Have you developed enough capacity in your presentation skills? Have you developed enough capacity in your analytical skills? Have you developed enough capacity in your leadership skills? Do you have the right network? Those are investments you should make on yourself. So I plow back that money I was earning back then, 2005, into my education. Those investment is what I'm reaping today. So growth becomes natural when you make the right investment. Let me take that again. Growth becomes natural when you make the right investment in yourself. People will always look forward to anyone as tangible contribution. As long as you can contribute and people value what you contribute, they will give you opportunities. So tonight, if you've not learned anything, you should know that you become what you desire by the time the investment you make on yourself. You become what you desire by the time and investment you make on yourself. So please, don't take for granted the opportunities you have with SPE. SPE offers you a unique opportunity of building network. Some of you are not serious with SPE. It is when you start your career, that is when you begin to understand how important SPE is. Advancing your personal career and advancing you globally. Then lastly, the little investment you make by picking up skills, those are the tools that you need to catapult you into the future. The little investment you make now by picking up skill set, those are the tools you need to catapult you into the future. The future is always bright for those who are prepared. The future is always bright for those who are prepared. I think I will stop at this moment and take some questions. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you for listening.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful session. I mean, I really wrote a lot, and I'm sure a lot of us did too. Thank you so much, sir, especially on your emphasis on plans, and especially on the metrics of review. Something that a lot of us we really put our mind into. Just plan and achieve, and then nobody really reviews or puts our metrics in order to mark it up. Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for such emphasis. And yes, we have a lot of people expressing their gratitude. So very quickly, I know you guys have a lot of questions. Please, if you do have questions for our speaker, please kindly signify so you could ask your question. If you are shy, you can put it on the chat box, but I don't think there's any chat box here. Please, if you have a question, please kindly signify so we can.
Yeah. Should I just ask?
Ayanfe and Philip, you want to excuse yourself to a more quiet space, and you can, yeah, you can ask your questions. But very quickly, we'll go with Amudalat. Please kindly go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hamdallah. I'm from University of. Sir, I have a question on. Talked about strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats. What is the best advice do you feel one can do in trying to turn your weakness into your strength, or trying to eliminate your weaknesses? Like, for example, as someone that is, should I say, as an introvert or someone that doesn't really like to speak out, how do you think one can go around networking? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful question. I appreciate the courage for asking that question. you don't have to be an extrovert to build network. It is also not true that extroverts are better in network building. Networking is just simply relationship, building relationship. Networking is understanding that you're limited as a single person, but you have better opportunities being around people. Let me make this clear. Every human being you see on the street carries with him or her an opportunity. Every human being you see on the street carries an opportunity. Everyone. So the more persons you network with, the better opportunities you are able to grab. Sometimes opportunity comes in form of an information. You need an information. And the person may not look like it. The person has that information that you need. So this year, you must be deliberate about networking. You must learn to reach out. You must learn to attend programs. For example, attend this program is a networking. You must learn to attend events. You must learn to participate in your class activities. If you don't know, how can people help you? I give you this short story, just quickly. I met a training supervisor whose daughter was to travel to Australia, and her flight was cancelled, and the girl was crying. The father was confused, didn't know what to do. I walked into that room and I asked what the problem was. I said, "Oh, the daughter's flight was cancelled. She was supposed to fly from Owerri to Lagos." And right then I said, "That shouldn't be a problem. I can flight." And he says, how can you do that? I said, "Don't worry." I picked up the phone, called my agent in Lagos. I said, "Please, we need a flight to Lagos. Can you arrange us a flight from Port Harcourt?" And my agent said, "Why not?" And he secured a flight from Port Harcourt. And I told him, "Man, tell your daughter to start heading to Port Harcourt." That is how that girl left Owerri to Port Harcourt, flew that night to Lagos and to catch a flight to Australia. At that moment, I was the walking opportunity that walked into that room. If that man didn't have any relationship with me, did not converse or did not open up, the daughter would have missed that flight. And all that money they spent would have gone to the drain. So if there's anything you are going to you should have learned tonight, is that the power to network is in your hands. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, you can network. Then the second dimension to your question is that how do you identify your weakness and then get it? Now, every one of us also have one weakness or the other, but you must learn to turn that into an advantage. So the first step to doing that is to even identify that you have a weakness. And every weakness you identify is an opportunity to come up with a mitigation. So if you don't identify it, there will be no mitigation. So that you know that you have a weakness shows that you have opportunity to make plans to manage that weakness, so that your weakness is not what you put forward, strength. I don't know if I've answered that question. I can take the next one.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for answering my question.
Thank you so much, sir. Please, do we have any other question? Any other person?
Yes.
Can go ahead.
The noise is not coming from me.
All right then, please.
Okay, good evening, sir. You were talking about
Good evening.
network, and I have a question as regards that. For someone trying to be in a relationship with probably a mentor, and after all, we are all
Sorry, I can't hear you clearly.
probably
Can you speak louder? I can hardly hear you. Speak louder, please.
Okay, I said for someone trying to build a relationship with probably a mentor, and in the process, probably the first attempt had a cold response from the person. Probably the person wasn't welcoming. So he advised us to deal with that because along the line it might get to affect our further approach to other people. What is your advice to that, sir?
Well, you have opportunity to get as many mentors as possible, but you feel there's a particular one that you must have. It is your job to work around that. Don't give up. Don't allow that cold treatment to tire you. You keep trying. You go and you do a research on the person. Find out what the person likes. Find out the right time to reach out. Find out how to get to him. And maybe before the end of the month or early next month, I'll come up with a series on mentorship and how to attract the right mentor. All right? It is your job to persevere. If you think that person is the person you truly want, you will keep knocking on the door, and one day the person will open up for you. But if you think you have other options, why don't you try other people? But don't stop. Don't say because somebody showed me a cold shoulder, I will not do again. No. There's a popular saying, say person when they look for something, I hand the long pass. That's the Pidgin English version. Person when they look for something, I hand the long pass. All right? Please don't be discouraged. Keep knocking. I also had those kind of that kind of experience. And the person, eventually, when I got to know the person became my best friend. Today, we are still good friends to date. I did not give up. All right, the next question.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for the teaching, right? I learned a lot. Now, my question is actually about the setting the goal and describing the goal, right? Because now here's the thing, right? Okay, this question is personal because I am a student, right? And I hope to work in the industry in the future, right? When I'm done. And then also, right, I do animation. So you see, these are like because I also hope to work with it. So these are, would I say, somewhat contradictory, because if I say, okay, so now my goal is to, right, because okay, now that there are two goals, right? It is not really going to be, will I say, to put my all into both of them at once, right? Or now, because like there's a limited time, so I have the time that I now have to share between two things, so it's going to end up being making each one longer. So as I'm doing the setting the priority part, right, how do I go about it? Do I just treat them as two different goals and set two different priorities, or one by one, or I don't know? So because right, because like when I have two goals that are very, very separate, very separate, because I want to do a lot with my animations and I also want to work in the, how do I go about setting it and working out the priorities and all?
So I think the confusion there is that you are looking at just individual goals. What is your vision? The vision is always one. It's the same thing I found myself. I want to work in industry and at the same time I'm a pastor. How do I combine being a pastor and working in an industry? Rather, I think the vision should be, I want a position where I can lead. So you always have opportunity to lead, whether you're in the church or you're in the industry or you're in the fellowship or you are in an association or you're in a mosque. You always have opportunity to lead. So I want to be a good leader. So actually what defines you. I want to be a transformative leader. I want to own my company. So the skill set you have all contributes to becoming that vision. So you want to work in industry. You want to keep working on your animation. Who says we don't have a lot of animation needs in industry? There are a lot of opportunity to use animation in the industry. If you're a process engineer, you can bring animation into your process engineering, and that will set you apart. If you're even going to be a well engineering, you can bring animation into your well design, and that will set you apart. People see your animation, describing the well design, it makes it a little bit different from what we are used to. And that makes you special. So you see how it connects. There's always an alignment. So don't treat it as two special things. It's just a skill set that sums up, that lines into the vision. So the question is, what is the vision for your life? That is the first thing you need to sort out. What do I want to be in 10 years, in 15 years? So every other thing you are going to do will help you become that, what you've set for yourself. For example, I cannot work in a company that I don't have the opportunity of becoming the managing director one. If I see that there's no opportunity for me to be the managing director one day in my life, then I've no future in that company. It's as simple as that. Yes, let's take the next question.
All right. Person on the group chat that wants to ask a question.
Yes, I mean,
Please go ahead.
good evening, sir. Thank you very much for this session. So my question revolves around goal priority that you mentioned. And prioritizing goals, there are times that you go at a time. So now, in conjunction with as a student, I was trying to multitask. In terms of you have a lot on your table, and yes, you still have to attend to other stuff. So how can someone bridge that gap in between setting goals per time, per season, or per month, as the case may be, into with the way that you can multitask? An example is now I'm a student, I'm in my past 4, I'm having exams. Sometimes I always try to my classmates that they try to like do a lot of stuff together, even when it's close to exams period, and they are still fine. Someone like me that even I'm having, when a lot of my exams are being bombarded in between 2-3 days together, I try to like, I don't have that ability to be able to like distribute my time into all reading all the courses together. I say that I have a focus on reading one and doing excellently well in it, while others, maybe at the end of the results coming out, will have a glitch or suffer for it. So how can I, even as someone that is trying to later go into the industry, the way to bridge the gap in between setting certain or those that are of first priority to even multitasking in terms of when you have a lot on your table to fix within a short period of time?
Thank you so much for that question. Very excellent question. Thanks a lot. Very important. I'm sure a lot of people will learn from this. Now, you must understand that the word of multitasking has come to stay. We cannot hide from it. That is what the life is. You cannot just be doing one single thing, and then you will not be ready for the future. The future demands that you multitask. Okay, so that has to be settled in. You are not just the person that have gone through this road before. I did 2 masters in 1 year. I did 2 masters in 1 year. You know, I understand that I have 4 hours. Within these 24 hours, I have to work, I have to take care of the family, I have to do ministry work, I have to read, I have to study, I have to do I have to copy my notes, turn in assignments. So what I do is to understand that every human being has 24 hours. And that is what you have. Within 24 hours, you need to sit down and ask yourself, how do I want to spend these 24 hours? If you know you are pressed with, you won't have time for this social media. You won't have time to reply to everything on WhatsApp. You must have time for everything. People must also need to rest your time. So I stay awake till 3 a.m. every day. I stay awake till 3 a.m. I don't have time for social, so I pick social gatherings. I don't just attend any program. People don't just walk up to my house, to my room, or to my distance and say, oh, I don't have that time. If you want me to do something, you must inform me. I must look at my schedule and I tell you, well, I'll be free from so time to so time. Because I understand how important, how critical time is for me. If you don't understand the value of time, you will not be able to manage this multitasking we're talking about. And you'll be amazed what you are capable of doing by the time you sit down and tell yourself, others are doing it, I must do it. And of course, you did not go into the university to go and read a single course. For you to graduate, you need to pass a minimum of several courses, and you need to do well in all the courses. So you can't just be reading only one course. You need to sit and allocate time to each of the courses because you want to do well in all of them. So my dear, sit down and allocate time to them, and you'll be amazed what you are capable of doing. You know, it is abnormal for you to be sleeping 8 hours and 9 hours a day. It is abnormal. It is abnormal. I see some people sleep for 10 hours. Do you know how much time of your life you are committing to just sleeping? You cannot be if an adult, you are required to sleep minimum of 6 hours. Minimum. And it's enough for the body. If you are giving the body more than 6 hours, you are undoing yourself. The body is taking advantage of you. Tell your body this must stop. The body is cheating you. What the body needs is 6 hours. They committed to achieving tangible goals. And one of your greatest distraction is social media. When I was running these programs, I closed my Facebook. I closed my Twitter. The only one I left was LinkedIn. And up till now, I've not opened them until I'm less, because see, entertainment is meant for those who have finished working. Let me say it again. Entertainment is meant for those who have finished working. I cannot be entertaining myself when I'm not done working. If I start entertaining myself now, I will become entertainment to people in the future. They'll be laughing at me. So I'd rather work now so that when the time comes, I can now be properly entertained. And that is the whole essence. Let me take the next question.
Thank you very much for the privilege. Good evening, sir. I want to ask, like, for a practical example of networking, maybe one you could actually add before, like an example of how to network, how to approach people, to talk to them, and then maybe some edges you can actually give us. Not to talk to like mentors, and then just like one maybe one you've used before, just to get the attention and everything like that. If you can actually help, sir, I would appreciate. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you to have a bite of the next program that we are planning for you guys, but it's fine. It's fine. So to reach out to mentors is simple. Be warm, be respectful, be bold, be confident. Know what you want. Know what you want. Add value. Come with value. You have something to give. I have seen people who I mentor, a lot of people at that door. And those guys are wonderful, and I appreciate them any way they are. Each time I call them, they add value to me without them knowing it. There are people I reach out to 2 a.m., 1 a.m., please, I need to do this. And they're doing it. Those are the people, when opportunity comes, they will be the ones I will call. I have mentees who are inner caucus, and I have mentees who are external caucus. The inner caucus ones are the ones that will first know when anything good is happening. And when there's any opportunity, they are the ones, I'll be the one checking on them. Please don't go that direction. This is what I need to do. That is the value of a mentor. You have to reach out. You have to be nice. Birthday wishes, it starts from greeting, Christmas greetings, Easter greetings, send messages, happy Easter, happy Christmas. It starts from there. It starts from, oh, you see them in an event or in an occasion. You walk up to them and greet them and say, hi, take a picture, That is how it starts. Just be warm. Open up yourself. That's where it starts from. And then over time, begin to look out for opportunity where you can add value to that mentor. You will see that the table will turn around for your good. All right, next question.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for those wonderful answers. Because of time, I think this is almost 1 hour 30 minutes. I don't think we'll be entertaining any other questions, but please know that our speaker is readily available at your disposal when you have any questions, so you can reach out to him on LinkedIn. You can even reach out to him through your chapter president and all of those things. He is easily reachable. Every SP chapter members are actually easily reachable. So thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful session. And please, sir, could you kindly stop sharing so I could share my screen?
All right, thank you. My LinkedIn address is there. Request on LinkedIn, I will accept you. We can connect on LinkedIn. Thank you. Engineer Chuku Emeke is my link. You can always check me out.
Thank you so much, sir. So, guys, I implore you all to please check Engineer Chuku Emeke on LinkedIn and ask him as many questions as possible. He would always answer. Thank you so much for that wonderful session. All right, so very quickly, we'll be moving on to the next agenda, which is, so we are done with the question and answer. So on the announcements front, because we're almost at the end of the meeting. All right, so on the announcement front, this is specific to Energy for Me. So Energy for Me, very quickly, Energy for Me is an avenue whereby SP maintains sustainability of information, skill sets, and passing of knowledge. So, and then we do this by passing in technical knowledge to the younger generations through experiments, through easy experiments, such as how oil comes up to the surface and the rest of them. So this is titled Energy for Me, and it is done to secondary schools and primary schools, as many schools as possible. The goal is to reach as many schools as possible and ensure that nobody has excuse of, I don't know what exactly the energy industry means. So yeah, so energy industry, Energy for Me is this, and then every chapter is expected to have a specific delegated team to perform the Energy for Me and the ALP session. So please note every chapter, present or not present, your deadline to form your team is January 19th. That's next week, Friday. And then you're ought to ensure that these teams that are being created are reported back to SP Lagos section through Mr. Ovie, that's the student school chair. Then Mr. Ovie is also to be added to all your team group chats, all right, so he can ensure that he gives you as much and as all the support you need. Actually, he's actually readily available for all the support. And then once your team has been created and reported back to the section, or to fix a training date, so you'll be trained on how to go about this. Now, I've done this a couple of times and it's quite easy, but then of course, something you don't know is always your senior. So for this, there'll be a training session for each chapter, like specific to the teams. All right. Having said that, so any other event would be duly communicated to everyone via the regular channels. your chapters would actually communicate other information. I don't know if there are any other announcements, but if there are, I am sure our section, our student liaison chairman too would be telling us that. So I'll invite Mr. Bie to give us the closing remark. Thank you so much.
All right, good evening, everyone. Can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much, Blessing. Thank you, our section chair. Thank you so much, Mr. Luabi, for joining the call and regardless of your tight schedule. And I can see the president of Jackson, one of the board members of Lagos section, and a very, very big thank you to Pastor Chukwu Emeka. And also thank all of the participants. I want to believe that you've all learned something today that we will take for the rest of the year, because definitely this program is very key, you know, to start the year. And I believe that you are all encouraged to you know, to achieve a lot of success as you have in mind. All right, so that is it. And also I want to say thank you for all the chapters here present for accomplishment, because you did quite a lot last year. And I believe with this, after now, you're charged, all right, to achieve much more in 2024. So, but like Blessing had rightly said, please let's act swiftly for the energy for me, and also also in your individual academic plan, do well to follow all of what Pastor Chukwu Emeka had said. So at the end of the day, you do not just excel in your chapter alone, but individually you are excelling your academics. And like, so thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to working with the team, Energy for Me team, and also the presidents after the score, and also hearing your own individual testimonies after the call. After now as well, as a result of this meeting. Many thank you once again to Pastor Chukwu Emeka. I want you guys to give an emoji, just clapping for Pastor Chukwu Emeka. Honestly, he delivered, and he did, I would say, extremely well, more than extremely well. Please give an emoji. I'll say a round of applause for Pastor Chukwu Emeka. Thank you so much, sir. You know, he has really, I want to see that emoji on the chat box. All right, so thank you so much, Pastor Chukwu Emeka, and once again, thank you so much, esteemed section chair, for joining on the call. Thank you. Over to you, Blessing. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Obi, for the closing remark. So come to the end of the meeting. Please let's not forget the idea, and one of the main purpose of this meeting is to charge us, point us in the right direction, the tools, the skills, the knowledge that we need. And one of those things that was emphasized today is networking. So don't be shy. Enter anybody's chat, message anyone, and introduce yourself. Of course, be very, very calm or modest, however it is. And communication, it's even easy, it's virtual. I'm not seeing your face, you're not seeing my face. So there's no need to be shy. So because you never be the one that help me somebody. Please, I'm still looking for helpers. All right, thank you so much, guys. And do have a wonderful rest of the night. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you so much.